You got the pulse. You got the power. Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
It's You Got the Touch.
Okay.
You don't know what that is.
That sounds familiar.
Wow,
Wow, are we suddenly playing Gunstar Heroes?
Though he just thinks maybe this half electric thing is affected by water. But he never thought of that before. Some genius he is.
So, do you die?
No, more like we lose our charge. Now, what I thought was that there was going to be some huge negative effect to even trying to keep a charge in water, but no, you just lose your attacks, and only have like a basic pulse punch, and you can't do Voltecker.
Okay, so it's the point of the game is done, and it's not just some generic platformer.
I mean, you're not always in water in this stage.
What's the puzzle here? It says you're now forced to not use your powers.
Well, this thing was never a huge puzzle, I'd say. But, I get maybe there's some parts where you have to try and avoid the water specifically? I don't know. Possibly. Maybe I'm just searching to see if there's a secret and I somehow got all the way up here. I don't think I'm supposed to.
Can you fall down? Yeah.
Oh, nope. Turns out that's how you get that then. Huh, intuitive.
So, where is this place? I didn't check.
I think it's Thailand.
Oh yeah, Thailand.
Which I always forget exists because I'm always thinking of Malaysia.
That's interesting.
Yeah, you have to Voltecker at the right spots there before the water shoots
I guess
down.
that's a puzzle. But shooting down, I was like, what's that thing?
That's a heart, but I'm at full health.
Yeah, so failing gave you hearts. So then,
Well, I mean, water doesn't hurt, so that's just more of a... Well, yeah, I guess it would be better if it was just like victory-based.
what are those things?
Okay, those, I think what she's saying there are pulse balls. Collect 10 and you get another life. I think that's how it works.
So
once you get
collectibles are extra lives.
extra extra lives, hearts, full electricity meter where you have unlimited use of your for a time limit you have unlimited use of your full charge powers.
This is such a 90s protagonist.
I mean, he's barely a 90s protagonist. This is 1999.
Yeah, but everyone knows that 90s quote-unquote culture went a bit into the 2000s anyways.
True, and this is where I like, oh my gosh, I have a dash. This makes things so much easier. Yeah, I meant to do that.
That's good because that looks like the harder path, I'm not sure.
Also, just like, I'm just doing so well at the stage I don't even need the hearts. But this is actually reminding me of Great Cave Offensive.
Mm-hmm.
And how it actually, well, I was going to say how it actually offended me, but yeah. It's more like, that's like the one sour part of Superstar Ultra to me. Because it just goes on for way too long.
I mean, that's his name.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, Great Cave Offensive. You know that it's going to be a long cave. And I'm trying my very, very hardest to not bring up Yoshi's Island, the very long cave. But I failed.
Okay. But what...
What are you doing?
I don't know. But the thing is that it was well, I was going to say it was really long, but then, whatever, you ruined it. The thing is that it was nice, like, it was almost like another version of Amazing Mirror, with the whole Metroidvania-esque kind of exploring thing, to a certain extent. But somehow, I feel much better playing... Oh great, Green Devil, hi, hello. I feel much better playing Amazing Mirror for a long time than I do just completing the Grave Cave offensive once. I really don't understand how.
Because playing many different things at one time feels more satisfying than playing one thing for a long time.
Yeah, but it's not like there's like a huge big restriction of the powers. You get a lot of varied powers because there are a lot of varied enemies in the cave.
Oh my goodness! Do you play pool? We should have a playthrough that's just us playing some 2-player pool.
Okay, where did this come from?
Because you're trying to make that shot, and it's just so frustrating seeing you miss.
Yeah, but now this thing is constantly following me while I'm trying to keep status electricity. This is where the dash...
Why don't you just dash?
Okay.
Oh, so
this time we got it. Alright, cool.
That's the only thing it does.
Yeah, it just takes away your electricity so you can't Volt Taker and dash. That's why it took so long. But the thing is that this isn't
Where is this?
I think we're in an underwater base or something. I forget. This is of course a transitionary part. I don't think we're in cyberspace. So, but it turns out that the black blocks can be Volt Takered through.
Okay, we messed up.
How did we mess up?
We should have spent the entire part looking at each section of cyberspace and saying what Ultra Beast it corresponds to.
Okay. So what Ultra Beast is... Well, this is in cyberspace, actually. So what did the last one... The one where they were initiating the seizure procedure?
I want to be lazy and just say Cartana because green. Because I'm sure we're going to get a more appropriate Circuitry's Ultra Space place. So I don't want to just jump the gun and say Circuitry.
Okay.
Actually, no, Circuitry is obviously the robot trees.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that was the real world.
Oh yeah, that was the real world. Oh, forget it.
How quickly we abandoned the ideas.
Well, there were virtual trees but that's... Okay, I guess that could be Cartana.
Yeah, that would at least make sense. What about the casino one?
That's what I'm saying. That casino one was so off the wall ridiculous. I have no idea who to put it with.
Which Ultra Beast looks like it would gamble? Well, maybe Blacephalon would perform there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, that's a shame. Now I want to play Ultra whatever because I love that Pokemon's design. And I'm like, it felt like the first Ultra Beast that felt like an Ultra Beast since
Neo Lego.
Yes, I don't like how the rest of them just
have
look like
have
stuff.
figures and eyes and all that. So when they're supposed to look more alien-like.
Yeah, I don't want them to look like anything, and that's why I like those two because they look like nothing.
Hi, Ursayatsura, man, you have a lot of episodes. Like this show went on forever. It would not stop.
This looks like anime Archie comics.
You know, you're actually not completely off. Except that Veronica is somehow easily the best choice, and yet still is just like a jerk. Here's the thing: she loves him, but it's the fact that he's a douche. The thing is that he's not obligated to love her back because you're not. But of course, he generally starts accepting her into his life, etc., etc. But he's a lecherous jerk who was born on Friday the 13th, and he's one of the unluckiest people on the planet. So it's weird because...
But now this looks at Blacephalon's world, so whatever.
Well, well, you can catch two.
Yeah, but then that doesn't make any sense if we're just gonna say each world needs to correspond to one thing.
Fine then, which other one looks like it wants to go to the casino? Is it Stakataka as the casino security?
No, that doesn't work. And that's the thing, it just doesn't work. We have to just abandon this idea.
You say we, but you're the one who's like, hey, check this out.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. So I'll fully admit that it's me because, well, actually no, the amount of blocks in this place could be Stekateka.
Ah! I don't know why I'm praising
But
that. I'm like half on board with this idea.
yeah, but it doesn't work enough. It doesn't work.
How quickly we give up.
I mean, if things felt more, as in, it's not that they're not distinct. It's just none of the design, the aesthetics really match up with anything other than the Cephalon.
Why can I not make that jump? What's going on here? Okay. Oh, is this the part? Okay, there's a certain part where they expect you to do one small thing. Is this not the part? Or is it? No, this is the correct thing, I guess. Or, wait. There's one part and I forget which stage it is.
Why do you have a dash and you keep never using it?
Because I need a certain amount of distance to use it effectively. Here, of course, I'm trying, but it keeps going on the downward spiral. And the problem is that...
You just did a dash from right there.
Yes. Well, the point is that it took a long, long time. I wanted to get the hell out, according to subtitles. So I think that wasn't a glitch. I think maybe that time was just me like, this is taking too long. And so I just moved on.
Well, you didn't just move on, you still completed
the
task.
These things. These things will retreat after it reaches the apex. So... Of course, they put it in a relatively safe environment and then start lowering the amounts. That being said, that actually reminds me of something. Were you, I'm going to say, a normal person, aka a person who played, what's that word? No, not Geneva, Space Geneva. You remember that on Nokia phones? The thing.
Space Geneva.
There's something Geneva Space. It was like a shooter thing on Nokia phones.
Okay, you're gonna have to say what the game is, because maybe it has some different names.
I know Geneva had to do with it in some way.
So what's the gameplay?
It was like a shooter. It was like a shooter game.
Was it a top-down shooter?
No, like a space shooter.
Is it a Space Invaders type game?
No, not Space Invaders. It's more like you were going through. It was like Galaga.
But that's pretty much like Space Invaders, isn't it?
No, Space Invaders is the unless it like develops into a franchise later, but like the old one where it's where the aliens are like slowly moving down. Is that the one? No, it's not that one.
So what's Galaga then? Aren't there aliens slowly moving down from the top of the screen and you shooting them?
I'm pretty sure no.
Okay.
Okay, so this just went absolutely...
We're a couple of millennials here. We don't know how Galaga is played.
Well, first off, technically, I think
you're a Gen Zer. No, I count.
But you're older than me.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Millennials are like up to 30 years old, dude.
You sure? Because I keep hearing it ends at 1997.
I'm not sure. I checked something once. And this is what makes me remember it. This is where I could just check right now.
Okay, I guess you're doing that while I'm fighting a sentient bowling ball.
Yeah, I saw that. This reminds me of Gunstar Heroes.
This reminds me of Miracle Matter from Kirby 64.
Oh yeah.
Fortunately, this thing is actually way harder than it looks. But it depends on what form it takes. I'd say kind of like Miracle Matter, except for the fact that you have to fight all of Miracle Matter's forms. Even then, Miracle Matter is not really that hard of a boss. I don't get people who really had a problem with it.
Pew indicated they'd use 1981 to 1996 for future publications, but were made open to date recalibration. Some end the generation in the late 1990s or the early 2000s. So yeah, I mean that's just an excerpt from what Google shows from the Wikipedia page. But I remember saying like Homer Simpson is a millennial. And that's just an amazing thought based on age ranges and how pushed ahead the timeline is.
You know what? I think I'm going to stick with mine, alright? I was like on board. I was on board with your explanation. No, I was on board with your explanation for a bit, but then you said that, and now I'm just not doing it now.
It seems crazy to think that he probably what is baby boomer? Because that probably seems too old for him. Let's say Homer's in his 30s.
He seems like I always thought he was like early 40s.
I get the idea that they're both. Well, he could be.
Isn't he like almost middle aged, or just like another point?
No, he's just incredibly unhealthy.
Oh. Okay.
Oh no, demographers and researchers typically use birth years starting from the early to mid 1940s and ending anywhere from 1960 to 1964. That seems a little early. Actually, I have no idea. I can't put 1960s to what would that age be? I don't know. 40 years plus the 18 years it's been since 2000. He's not a baby boomer.
So that's just weird.
Yeah. So he was either Gen X or millennial.
I mean, everyone knows that's Gen Z. Or like all like nihilists.
Oh my gosh. It means Bart and Lisa Simpson are Gen Z. That's so weird. You know, the Simpsons timeline is weird.
You want to start going into Simpsons timeline discussion?
No, because you wouldn't know anything about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't, but that wouldn't stop you.
Yeah, it would stop me.
Okay, no, it would slow you down, but it would not stop you.
Yeah, that makes more sense. This boss battle has gone on for...
That's because I've died. I only have three. I only have
This reminds me of Gunstar Hero again, but in another way. This now looks like... At first it was like that weird 3D effect, but now it just reminds me of the puzzle level. And this is one of the boss levels.
Yeah, just like after this comes Timer on.
I wish.
And look, I still have the lightning power.
Yeah, you've got the lightning. Not double lightning. You've got homing lightning.
Finally.
Is that homing lightning? What would that power be? What would
homing lightning was the most OP thing because it just kept spitting out the enemies.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that wouldn't be homing. That would probably be like power lightning. Since power is the name of those balls or something like that. Force lightning. Force lightning.
Yes, the one that grants us unlimited power.
I don't know that reference.
You freaking what?
What's that from?
Star Wars! Force lightning! Are you actually serious?
Have you ever? I've never watched a Star Wars movie.
We have a confession to make. I lied about being dumb. Okay, I never watched a Star Wars movie all the way through. And for all those people who's just like, hey, you're no better than him, he hasn't watched Lion King. He's
no,
over there.
I've watched Lion King.
No, you said you didn't.
Have I watched Lion King?
Oh, now it turns into a question. How you told me you didn't, and I got into a little bit of no man.
Honestly, okay, maybe not. I don't think so.
Oh my God,
I did see Lion King 1.5 though.
Oh yeah, truly the best.
You know, and that's the thing. While watching Lion King 1.5, I thought I've seen this Lion King, but after watching it, I realized I don't think I have.
Oh my gosh, man, it's one of the quintessentials!
Yeah.
It is things that define people's understanding of movies as an art form.
That Beauty and the Beast did.
So did Lion King, and more so talked about.
No, Beauty and the Beast is more... I'm pretty sure Beauty and the Beast is more beloved.
Nah, no it's not.